Your court television news starting now.
Good afternoon, everybody, and just for one more hour, good morning to my friends on the East Coast, and welcome to a pre-kickoff edition of the NJCourts TV news station. I am your host this football Sunday, NJCourts, and I want to say a big thank you for everybody joining me again and taking the time on what should be a pretty busy Sunday for most of us. We still got, this is our last weekend of preseason football, with the official 2024/2025 season kicking off this coming Thursday, which I think is going to be a game. Obviously, it's an evening game versus Ravens and the Chiefs, if I'm not mistaken. So this technically is our last weekend of preseason, and then the official season kicks off this coming Thursday. So still, a lot of people still catching the preseason games going on today. Beautiful day where I'm at, and I think for most of y'all, weather should be still fairly pretty decent, starting to get from that kind of hot to that nice fall cool weather. So most of y'all might be having some things planned for today. So again, I really appreciate y'all taking the time out of your busy day to join me, NJCourts, on what should be a pretty informative and interesting broadcast today. All right. So I'm going to let this notification go out just for a couple of minutes. In the meantime, and it's been a while, I've had some really big live streams. And, you know, technically, by the time I start wanting to give shout outs, we got about 150 people in chat. And then it just gets to be so many people. It takes me 10, 20 minutes to shout everybody out. So while we're waiting, and being that usually Sundays, most people are doing other things, so we probably won't have that big of a chat today. Maybe. Who cares? I don't care if we have 0, 1, or 100 people watching. I appreciate everybody being here. But in the meantime, I'd like to say hi to everybody in the chat. All right. So let me start from the top. Who is first in chat? Well, we've got the Jason Adam Comedy Show that says that Mr. Based is a weird nut job. Well, welcome to Jason Adam Comedy Show. Don't think I've ever seen you before in chat. Maybe you've been here before and I just never noticed. But hello and welcome to being number one in chat today. Followed by Mark Miller. Mark Miller. I think I saw you just right under that. Yep, there you are. Mark Miller, I hope you get better. And thank you for being number 2 in chat. What up, Sunshinery? Sunshinery number 3 in chat. Welcome to you and to my mod, and welcome to my other mods too. And I appreciate y'all being here and all your hard work. I just put out some of those new emojis that I promised y'all, and thank Sunshiny for those. She's actually been responsible for the last, 4 or 5 emojis that we've been putting out for everybody to enjoy as part of the members of the jury, as one of your perks. So if you haven't figured them out yet, I'll let you guys figure them out or have fun with them. But like I said, we're going to have some new ones by today, and as promised, there they are, or they should be. What up, ICU? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see all my members of the jury. What up, Sicilian Princess? Good to see you, my friend. Oh, I'm awake, and I am very well aware of the Bullhorn Betty incident that happened yesterday. I guess for some of you that follow the, I guess it's the true crime, but more specifically, she's considered what I think like a tragedy pimp. I'm not too familiar. I've heard of who she is. But for those of you who follow that kind of genre of YouTubers or YouTube channels, apparently the YouTuber by the name of Bullhorn Betty was arrested yesterday. I believe it was for violating some restraining order or protection order violations or something like that, having to do with that. Excuse me. I may get into that, not today. I was aware of what happened to her yesterday, and I've just started kind of jumping into that rabbit hole last night. So I'd like to get a little bit more comfortable about who that individual is, and then I'll probably do maybe an update tomorrow, or we might do some coverage maybe later this week. Who knows? I'm sure, and I've already seen plenty of other channels that are covering this individual, I guess, in the community that she hails from, like whether, like you said, is she considered a tragedy pimp or a true crime community, whatever. I guess she's a pretty popular individual, not on the good side, more on the bad side is what I've kind of started to see. So I am aware of who she is, but we're not going to be covering that today. But I was going to just announce that. So thank you for reminding everybody in chat that, yes, if you are aware of who Bullhorn Betty is, she was arrested yesterday. Plenty of channels, just type in her name in the YouTube search bar, and first ones that pop up will give you a good update on what happened yesterday. All right. let's continue down saying hi to everybody. What up, Roofer? Good to see you, my friend. Another not another person, another member, friend, I guess / person of the Mod Squad. What up, Kuluki Takati? I probably said that completely wrong, but welcome. What up, Monique Baker? Hey, I know, and today is, and I almost forgot, it is also the day of Holy Sabbath Day. So I appreciate y'all taking the time out of possibly already getting back from church, or you're about to head out to church to tune in. So thank you so much. All right. All right. So I think we got everybody that I see so far on chat. As far as shout outs, again, if I missed anybody, I apologize. So I will definitely try to shout you out if I see you later in chat. But otherwise, if I don't see you, welcome. And I appreciate you being here. All right. So what do we have for news today? Well, we're going to cover a couple of things. Let me give you the itinerary right now. And that way I can remind myself, and maybe you, in case I forget something, you can remind me. But as you saw in the thumbnail, we are going to be giving you an update as far as what happened on Mr. Bass / Jason Itzler's last, or not last, but, well, technically last hearing / was his first appearance or / arraignment that he had, which was August the 22nd, I believe, just a few days ago. So there's going to be an update on that. We're going to reference the website that we looked at last time, which gave us pretty much all the case information in regards to this incident, and now charges that have been filed against Mr. Bass. Now, he has pled not guilty, as you read in the thumbnail. And like I said, I'll go over what charges he's pled not guilty to. I let you know when his next court date is. And we're going to watch, I think, one clip. And again, shout out to Papa Greeny Nation. This is a clip channel that we've featured many clips from in the past. It's just recently put out a clip that features the, I believe, the TikTok clip that we watched, the last update that I did not too long ago on Mr. Bass. And we're going to just rewatch that. And then it rolls right into his own update. Mr. Bass obviously has came back on live stream since his last arraignment. And he'll give us kind of an update as far as what happened when he turned himself in. Apparently he did, according to Mr. Bass, it sounds like he did have to stay a bit in, I guess you could say, the custody of a jail of some sort. I don't know which jail he was sitting at for a while, but he was eventually released on an ROR, and he can explain the rest. So get you an update on what happened in his court case that just happened a few days ago on the 22nd. Let you know when his next case is coming up. I've got a new little bit of information to share regarding Amber HHH. They've updated her kind of custody sheet, the one that we reference a lot, the one for Yuma County. Kind of show you nothing, I would say, new, but kind of interesting. We'll just leave it at that. So once we get to that part of the show, I'll explain a little bit more of what I mean. And let's see, what else do I have? Just like it says in the thumbnail, we're going to end with a brief little discussion of what I've got going on for the Zozobra Festival that's going to be coming up at the end of this month, August 30th. I have already purchased my tickets, so no bad news. We're still going. I'm just going to be sharing some more information as far as my itinerary when I head over there, and some other interesting facts that I've learned about this festival. So that'll be more towards the end. And then I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I know Kickoff has already started about 10 minutes ago for those of you that have the NFL HD network. For those of us that don't, well, go to Hooters or your closest sports bar. But otherwise, you'll have me to enjoy for the next probably hour or so. So I think I've missed a few. Oh, yeah, hold on. We've got some shout-outs before I start on this coverage. So let me get those out of the way, and then we'll definitely start. So, again, thank you, everybody, for joining me this Sunday morning / afternoon, depending on what side of the country you're at. And let's go. All right. I think we had, Sicilian Princess. Holy schmoly. Sicilian Princess celebrating 15 months as a member of the jury. I think the plant should have OG in it for people. Well, Sicilian, we already got an OG badge. That's for everybody to enjoy. So I appreciate the suggestion, but I just posted a new OG badge, and we're going to keep that one for a while. But you are like a quadruple OG now, so welcome. And I appreciate your continued support. All right. We've got another member of the jury celebrating a 16-month anniversary as a member of the jury. Super Roofer in the house celebrating 16 months as a member of the jury. Well, you are definitely an OG. I think what did we say happens after quadruple? It's like a quintuple or something like that. I think we said we need to make a new category for like our 16-month and more now. So I'm going to get on that. Maybe we'll implement that OG plant idea you had there, Sicilian, because now we've got to have a badge for the OGs that have been an OG for a year and a half. So, hey, we might implement that idea. But Roofer, this Gavel Slam goes out to you. I appreciate your continued support, and I appreciate all your help and support as a friend and a mod. Spam them if you got them, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go. So what I'm going to do right now is just go ahead and reference the New York. I hate to just say it's the www.newyork. No, hold on. Let's just call it NJCourts.gov website. New York State Unified Court System. There you go. And so, again, this is all public information that you all can access if you want to fact check me or if you want to update yourself at any time on this case. You'll just type in or Google search NJCourts.gov, and you'll just have to click through a few tabs. It's not that hard. You're just looking pretty much anywhere that it says court case search. And once you get to that section, and once you do a court case search on Mr. Bass, otherwise known as his public or government legal name, which is Jason Itzler, you will see this pop up. So let me share this page here with you. All right. All right, and let me just jump back over here and make sure that I got chat. Okay, cool. You guys can see what I'm looking at. Perfecto. All right. So again, I'll just kind of start from the top, just kind of give you a brief explanation of what we're looking at. This is pretty much what I call the case detail sheet or a docket note sheet for this case or for this individual. Let's see here. Just give you some brief case information at the top, gives you the defendant's information or name, gives you the incident and arrest information. So again, this incident stems from August 19th, 2024. If you're new to what happened, catch my last live stream. We actually show you a video of what exactly happened and go over the incident. As a matter of fact, we even play a clip from the actual victim of this incident. Or alleged victim, excuse me, at the time. And they give their own commentary as they're playing the clip. So you can see the clip for yourself and then with some commentary as well from the person that was allegedly the victim in this incident. So, but we're not gonna play that today. But just in case you forgot what day that happened, it lets you know right here, August 19th. Then it has the day that shows arrest, but as of what I've heard from, I guess now at this point, Mr. Bass, it appears that, and we're going to listen to the clip here in a couple of minutes from where he explains pretty much how he turned himself in. But it appears that he did turn himself in, and that was on August 21st, okay? When we go down to this attorney information, it does look like they have updated that now. It looks like his attorney is Julianne Sender. I did do a little bit of some brief research on this attorney. It looks like they represent the, it's called the exact name. Give me a second. It's the Legal Aid Society. They're actually one of the different law firms or different societies or organizations that the city of New York utilizes for public defenders. So I would just assume or go ahead and call that attorney a public defender at this moment. I don't think this is a private attorney yet. Not to say that he might not be hiring one later down the road. The reason I bring that up is you will, I think I don't know if he's already, I think at some point, and you were going to hear it on the TikTok video that comes from Mr. Bass, but I think he mentions at some point in his video that he spoke to his attorney. So I don't know if he's just got like an attorney friend that's who he was referring to. But at this point, it doesn't look like he's hired on a private attorney. At this point, it looks like they brought on a public defender. And again, maybe I got that wrong, but as of what it shows currently on the case info, that's who that person is based on my research there. His next appearance, we'll just jump over to that. And then what I'm going to show you was going to be the charges that he's facing. His next appearance is going to be October 7th of 2024, 9 a.m. at the New York Criminal Court, which should be the same courthouse he was at for his last appearance, which was on August 22nd, just a few days ago, or Thursday. And let's take a look at the charges he's now facing. And I apologize if you guys are asking me or shouting, saying hi, and I didn't see you. It's just because I'm not looking at chat right now. But once I'm done going over this, I'll pop in a chat and see if there's anybody that had any questions or if I missed shouting out anybody. But let's see here. You guys should be able to see this screen now. Perfect. So these are the three charges that Mr. Bass is currently facing, okay? Now, it appears out of the three, one of these is going to be a felony. That looks like it's going to be this first charge up here. And the reason I say that is if you can see right here where I highlight this D and F, and then if you notice on the second count underneath, or the second charge, there's an AM. On the third count, there's another AM. Well, unless I'm wrong, that should signify a type of misdemeanor, another A type of misdemeanor, and then this one at top that says DF stands for a D type felony. Okay, that's the classification of felony, and then the classification of misdemeanors, all right? A being your highest degree or more serious type of charge, and then going down the line, B, C, D, F, as the charges become less serious, okay? So this first count up here that he's facing is a assault with intent to cause physical injury with a weapon. This is one count. He has pled not guilty. The second charge he's facing is assault 3 with intent to cause physical injury. He has pled not guilty to that charge. The third charge that he's facing is aggravated harassment 2, threat, and he also pled not guilty to that. Those two last charges both being type A misdemeanors, with the first charge, the assault with intent to cause physical injury with a weapon, being a Class D felony. And again, he has pled not guilty to all three of those charges on this first arraignment he had on August 22nd. Now, if I go over to here where it says appearances, there's kind of a little bit of a brief case note next to his first appearance that he had on August 22nd. This was at 9 a.m. Eastern time. It looks like it shows, his judge's name there. It shows that it was an arraignment, his first appearance or the hearing type. And it says, or it shows as the outcome / release status, adjourned, temporary order of protection, arraigned, pled not guilty, bail, requested by prosecutor, bail status ROR. All right. So pretty much what I've been able to read on those little bit of short notes, and again, I'm not a court reporter, I'm not an attorney, so forgive me if I get this wrong, but pretty much sounds, and we can tell by some of the other things we've already read, it sounds like he was released on an ROR, or at least, let's see if I can get this right. I mean, I already know what it stands for, but it's my pronunciation. Released on his own recognizance. Oh, yeah, got it that time. And then, of course, he pled not guilty to the three charges he's facing. The one part that I'm going to be just taking a guess on is, and again, this is going to be an educated guess, is where it says temporary order of protection. We're familiar with that, right? We've seen Ski Mask Andy's parents get 2 of those against Ski Mask, 1 for each of the parents. All right. That pretty much sounds like, I would imagine, the victim, based on, the previous cases we've seen this happen with this type of, kind of the same type of nature of crime. I would imagine the victim maybe has been assigned a temporary order of protection, meaning that Alex Novell, the victim or alleged victim in this case, I believe is the one that would be the, who is protected under this temporary order of protection, being that he was the one that was allegedly assaulted in this case. So that's pretty much all we have to see on the case details, or what you can find on the, what did we say, NJCourts.gov site. NJCourts.gov, there you go. Otherwise known as the New York State Unified Court System website. All right, so what I'm going to do next is jump over to chat to just see if I missed anything, if there's any questions. And then, excuse me, we're going to take a look at some clips. Actually, one clip. This is going to be from the Papa Greeny Nation clip channel. Again, shout out to the Papa Greeny Clip Nation. Again, we featured a few, probably well over 5 clips from them now. And I will definitely be posting the link to that clip. So I'm not going to play the whole clip, but if you want to catch the whole clip, it's a really good one, or the video, not clip. I recommend you check it out. We're just going to catch the portion of the video where it refers to the part of Mr. Bass pretty much giving his own explanation as to what happened when he turned himself in. All right. So here we go. Let me jump over to the YouTube channel here. I already got it ready, so don't worry. I was trying to be prepared this time. I know last stream I wasn't. That was actually a little bit my fault, but my computer decided to take a mid-computer poop and restart or do an update, or I don't know what happened, but yeah, that kind of screwed me over because it dumped or closed down all my tabs that I had open and ready to go. So without further ado, let me go ahead and share the Papa Greeny Nation, or Papa Green, I call him Papa Greeny Nation, but this is the Papa Greeny clip channel. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and get this link now and share that with you guys. That way I don't forget. There you go. Just share that link right now. And let me go ahead and share this screen here. All right. Let me just make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Perfect. And then don't worry, I'll get it set on full screen mode. Again, shout out to the Papa Greeny clip channel. We've already watched this TikTok clip. This is going to be from Mr. Bass's TikTok, I guess, channel that he has. We watched this when we did our first update on this whole incident. It's a short clip, but then it segues perfectly into his explanation pretty much. This is like the before he goes into jail, then it segues into the after, explanation of once he's out of jail. So it's going to be probably about 10 minutes of clip of a 28-minute video. That's, like I said, I'm not going to play the whole 28 minutes. We're just going to play about 10 minutes of the video. And then we're going to go ahead and finish off the broadcast going into that Amber HHH news that I wanted to go over with you, and then go over some news with you on the Zozobra festival that we're going to be attending at the end of this week. All right, next Friday, excuse me. All right, so without further ado, here we go. Let me make sure my audio is up. All right, perfect.
Shout out my main man, Josh Bach, World of T-Shirts. I went through a lot the past couple days. I had Keemstar's lynch mobs coming after me, banging on my windows for like 5, 6, 7 hours a night. Josh and I were camped out in my bedroom, chilling out while people were banging on the windows, going crazy, fucking with our heads, just being fucking evil. Keemstar has a track record of doing this to people. There was some guy, Attica, years ago that he talked into, or he intimidated into killing himself, jumping off the Brooklyn Bridge, I believe. So they were doing that stuff to us. There are people out there with cameras from Keemstar, people banging on the window, live streaming it, like nightmare shit. And Josh was with me the whole time. He holed up in New Jersey at a great hotel. We both got 2 hotel rooms on the same floor. So like Josh was an amazing friend to me and was supportive. Didn't go live because he thought people would figure out where we were. And then we separated, and my lawyer negotiated for me to surrender myself for the bullshit fake charges that Alex did when he was squeezing my trachea. He didn't have me in a headlock. He was squeezing my trachea, and I felt like a headlock, like because I was just going out of air. But he attacked me. Like I pulled a wire. I went dink. I just pulled a wire out of his camera. I didn't make his camera even move. Just dink. I took a wire out, little 6-inch wire, and then I dropped it a few seconds, a little bit later. But I am surrendering myself to the police. Just got out of the shower. I got to get over there within minutes. And God bless you all. Wish me luck. I love you. Peace.
Hey, hey.
I was just in jail. I could talk about that. I was just in jail for like, oh God, everyone. I thought I was getting in and out in 2 hours the way like Waxius did and other people do when they get in trouble. But no, I didn't get out in 2 hours. I'll tell you guys about it in a moment. All right, let me collect my thoughts. I'm not going to talk about the case. I'm not going to talk about that guy. I'm not talking about anyone. But I'm going to live stream my life from now until.
All right, let me just pause here really quick. So this was the part that, well, one of the many parts. Again, when you see him in the clip that we just watched, or the TikTok clip that he was in just a couple of minutes earlier, he mentions my attorney. I don't know if that's who he's talking to now. I don't know who he's talking to on the phone at this point. But again, that's why I gave you guys a little bit of a background, or, according to the case information, the status of his current attorney being a public defender, because I'm not sure if this is just a friend that he's referring to or is an actual attorney, but just wanted to make that point. All right, I'll shut my mouth and continue with the video. So just in case you didn't know, this is now after he's returned back, I guess, from his short stint in jail, which according to him, it says he was thinking it was going to be about a couple of hours, but it sounded like it was a lot longer. I know on our last update last week, somebody had mentioned, probably somebody from that state or maybe the city, had said something that, like, generally, I guess unless you've done something pretty serious, they won't hold you for more than 24 hours in custody, or, for stuff like this. So sounds like that person was right. So if you're watching, kudos to you. You're right, my friend. All right, here we go. I'll start it from back a little bit, from when he kind of technically starts from like when he got out.
People do when they get in trouble, but not.
Hey, hey.
I was just in jail. I could talk about that. I was just in jail for like, oh God, everyone. I thought I was getting in and out in 2 hours the way like Waxius did and other people do when they get in trouble. But no, I didn't get out in 2 hours. I'll tell you guys about it in a moment. All right, let me collect my thoughts. I'm not going to talk about the case. I'm not going to talk about that guy. I'm not talking about anyone. But I'm going to live stream my life from now until this all goes away, because Alex is threatening that these AI things are going to keep coming in. He's acting like they're real. I know it's not me. A little of it sounds like me, then it falls off, doesn't sound like me. So my vulnerability, though, let me tell you what I'm afraid of. All right, Mark? I'm afraid of when I left the jail a couple hours ago till I got in my home and I came up with the idea of live streaming everything I do to prove that I'm not making any phone calls to that guy.
I don't think anyone's going to believe you left jail and called him. But fine. All right, listen, I got to run for now.
All right, but if I do this, you got my back that you could say we can prove that he's not making these calls if I do this, please?
Well, if you have the appropriate video that corresponds with the appropriate time, I can't literally tell you in advance. I have proof, but if that's what you're doing, and you're telling me that's what you're going to do, then that's something I can relay to the cops. Okay?
All right, and you know what spoofing is, where they can fake that it's coming from my number, right?
Spoofing is.
All right, that's why I'm live streaming my life 24/7 until this goes away, and I will not talk about anything with the case.
Don't talk about him at all.
All right, you got it. All right, bye. Thank you. Oh, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. I got people making fake AI things in my voice that can get me in trouble, all right? And they're acting like it's real, and I got to film myself 24/7 to prove. I'm going to film myself taking showers, going to the bathroom. I'm filming everything I do 24/7 until this matter goes away, because the person's trying to insert that I made phone calls. I don't call that person. I get phone calls from that person. I don't call that person. I don't bother that person. I want that person out of my life. I have nothing to do with that shit. Nothing. I'm not calling them going like, blah, 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 and I now have to live stream my life to prove it. How sick is this? This is mentally sick. Fucking sick. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? I've never streamed 24/7 in my life. I don't want to do this. My baby, Frank Sinatra, is 9 years old and has been through such hell the past couple of days with idiot streamers banging on the windows with their cameras stuck in there and getting off on like how their viewers are growing and their donations grow as they torture my dog and he's barking at the top of his lungs. Like a certain percentage of this IP2 community and CX community, oh, do they get off on hearing like a dog tortured? It's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. Normies don't get off on a dog tortured. It's when I first became a streamer, I didn't know anything about streaming, and I crossed paths with this IP2 and CX. IP2 is Ice Poseidon 2. It's this weird little corner of the internet none of you motherfuckers, except if you found me from there, have heard of. No normie has heard of this weird shit. And they're just fucking evil. They're just evil. And like whoever's been stalking me and streaming about me 24/7 and trying to get people to kill me, like that person is like an IP2 type, like just like chaos, destruction, nastiness. Like I don't want any part of that shit. And weirdly enough, there's the most beautiful people in this IP2 and CX community. Like 20% beautiful people, 20% evil people that just want to hurt anyone they can. And then a bunch of neutral people that jump back and forth between being a little evil, being a little nice, evil, nice, evil, nice. Who needs that shit? It's overall a very fucked up community. It's not, the big numbers I get are not from that community. The whole community is like 12,000, 14,000 people, maybe 20,000 people. They can't all watch something at once. Like I tapped into accidentally Josh's TikTok community, which is massive. And they're not evil pieces of shit like a little portion of this IP2 CX Ice Poseidon community. So they say I escaped it, but, you know, Keemstar is like an IP2 type of person. Like, you know, I'm being turned into like unbelievably entertaining and interesting from these people trying to hurt me, take me down, clout chase on me, whatever. Like, I have to bob and weave and stick, and I got to like learn from whatever the fuck I'm going through and come out of it more like somebody who's more untouchable, like who's that one, like the only big streamer there is the black kid.
Disabled Josh. Send $10 I sometime.
Oh my God. What would...
All right. That's pretty much as far as the part of the this whole video or clip, excuse me, that I wanted to share with you guys. Like I said, let me share the link to that clip one more time, and shout out to the Papa Greeny clip channel for doing that hard work and putting that out. If you guys want to check that out, it's about a 28-minute clip. Features some other things about the world of T-shirts, dude. What's his name? Josh Block, I think. That was at the beginning, so I didn't show that part. And then I think it ends or goes into some more of the stuff featuring Mr. Bass and the world of T-shirts guys. So I just wanted to play the part where, you know, he kind of explains a little bit about what he was going to do in reference to turning himself in, and then he gives you an explanation kind of what happened when he did. So what I'm going to do next, though, is when we did do our first kind of update or feature on Mr. Bass, once we found out about this incident, we did go over his Wikipedia page, and we did play a few video clips that featured some of his past criminal history, okay? Again, that was just pertaining to New York State. I, at that time, hadn't even done any really pretty in-depth research as far as if he had any other charges in the city of New York or even in the state. And same thing with even country-wise, okay? But while we were doing that stream, there was a lot of people in chat that had mentioned some incident that had happened referencing him in the state of Florida, more specifically in Miami. So what I did is, in the meantime, from that last update we did, is I did a little research on what was going on with that. And what I want to do is just play, like I said, my my coverage of this is just going to be this incident and the case going forth. Okay. The reason I provide a background history of these individuals that are going through the court process of criminal history record is, one, it gives us an idea of who this individual is, what their criminal record looks like, especially when if they're gonna go to the sentencing phase. It's, gives us an idea of what type of sentencing that they're looking at. Most importantly, it allows, we find out more about these details when we do these case searches on these individuals, for the current case. And then, you're doing a name search and all of a sudden, boop, you see all these other cases that pop up with the individual. All right. So, and it is public information. And because we're covering that individual, depending on what type of information is, most of these cases will go over it. So I want to share this just to give some of those individuals that weren't aware of what people were referencing to a little bit more context information about his criminal history having to do. Now, again, I want to say this. This is an incident that he is referenced to by this news station. I believe it is the CBS news station. It's actually a story from them that we're going to hear, an actual news story that they did, that they do refer to his name. Okay, Jason Itzler, that's his public name. Now, nobody in this case, as a matter of fact, been found guilty of anything. And I want to make that clear that he was just, I believe, a person of interest, allegedly, but he was never found guilty of any wrongdoing. And as of this point today, based on what I've read, I don't think they've found I don't think they've convicted anybody at this point of the murder. Excuse me. It was, unfortunately, the individual or the incident I'm referring to, I think has been deemed a murder, but it was involved pretty much, and well, you're going to watch the clip here, but pretty much involved a young lady that was found to be deceased and had a large amount or content of, or excuse me, not content, a large amount of GHB in her system. And this individual allegedly was found, I believe, dead in the residence or an apartment that belonged to an individual, and that residence supposedly also belonged to, or allegedly also belonged to, Mr. Bass or Jason Itzler, and that's why he's referred to in this clip. And there's some other stuff that's also explained that he makes. I guess he made a statement to the news as well too in reference to this. So we're going to watch that because I know a lot of people are referencing that information or something to have to do with him in that state, and I just want to, for those that had no idea what those people were trying to reference or what they may have tried to be explaining, I hope this kind of answers any questions you may have had. Before we do, I did just see some people, I believe. Whoa, okay. I was going to say, I thought I saw something flashing through and I wasn't. Okay, I thought I was. Just wanted to make sure I don't have my glasses, and for a while I haven't, so I apologize if I missed this earlier. But Baseline, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships to the members of the jury. This Gavel Slam goes out to you, and welcome to the new 5 members of the jury. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels if you got them. And what that means, new members, is whenever we shout out somebody, you say thank you, and I say spam them gavels if you got them, just means spam the gavel emoji if you got them. Baseline, I appreciate your continued support, my friend. Again, this Gavel Slam goes out to you. And we had Darlene Valenzuela. Thank you so much, Darlene Valenzuela, with a $5 super chat. That reads late. Hey, it's okay, because you can always go back. And I'm going to leave the VOD up as always, Darlene. But I want to say big thank you so much. I appreciate your continued support, my friend. And this Gavel Slam goes out to you. You know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels if you got them, please. All righty. So that always kind of distracts me. Oh, yes, let's go to the clip. Kind of perfect segue into that. All right, and I should have already, I think I have that. Yep, so again, let me give you a little bit of context to this. Let me share you one really quick, the link. That way I don't forget. That way, if you guys want to check this out for yourself, you can. So this is going to be the link to the clip that we're about to watch. This was actually a story featured on, believe is the Early Show, which is the CBS network. And I believe this was published or aired on November 7th of 2011. Okay. So let me just get this queued up. and then I'll get it played. Get it on full screen. Here we go.
The grieving family of a Wisconsin college student who died on spring break last year are working hard on two fronts this morning.
Yeah, Julia Sumnick's family has hired a private investigator to try to find out who was responsible. And the family is also bringing awareness to the dangers of the drug that killed her.
21-year-old Julia Sumnick aspired to one day become a model. But last year, while on spring break in Miami Beach, that dream ended. A toxic level of GHB, the date rape drug, was found in her system. Sometime after midnight on the day she died, Julia met up with Zoltan Prebzent, a celebrity photographer 15 years her senior, at a club in South Beach. The two actually met the year before, according to private investigator Chris Catania.
Zoltan was a photographer, club promoter in the Miami Beach area, paparazzi kind of guy.
The two, seen here in this surveillance video, arrived at the nearby Flamingo Towers at 4 a.m. Prebzent shared the condo with 44-year-old Jason Itzler. Itzler, who called himself the king of all pimps, is currently in New York facing felony charges of promoting prostitution and selling drugs. According to the New York Post, Itzler placed himself at the condo with the couple.
He admitted to being in the apartment with Julia, and that he had consumed GHB himself, knowing that Julia would not have taken the drug on her own and that Itzler had access to it. You know, you as an investigator, you put two and two together, and someone slipped Julia that drug.
Julia, who took this picture of herself shortly before her death, had high levels of the date rape drug in her system, but only trace amounts of alcohol.
My belief is that while she was at a club set, she was protecting herself, taking care of herself, you know, having a good time, but she was not consuming alcohol.
To date, no one has been charged in Julia's death. The investigation is ongoing.
And with us this morning are Julia's parents, Marie and Dan Sumnick, and her sister, JoJo. Good to have all of you with us this morning, and our condolences.
Thank you.
We know this is a tough thing for you to talk about, but you're doing it for obvious reasons, not only for...
All right. If you guys want to catch the rest of that story, it's a 6-minute story. We watched about 2 to 3 minutes of it. That was the link that I copied and pasted in the chat box earlier. Again, I just wanted to play the portion that had to go over the mention of Mr. Bass in the story. And it included, like I said, he even went over some of his past criminal history having to do with the charges he was facing in New York City, I guess, at the time this investigation was going on. So a little bit more background into who this individual is that we've started coverage on. And again, this has to do stemming from the incident that was, what did we say? I think on the 19th, August 19th is when the alleged assault took place. Again, if you're looking a little bit for more information, if this is kind of your first time into this whole coverage, I suggest you catch the, and here, let me just do this. This is easier, especially since I'm the host, right? Let me plug in my, let me plug in the, oops, let me shut that off. Let me plug in my link to that previous coverage of Mr. Bass. This was our first story that we ran. This is the second one today. And like I said, you can find a lot more information as far as to what exactly happened, including a commentary from Alex Novell himself, who actually joined us in chat that morning and gave us permission to play a few of his clips that morning. So again, I appreciate him allowing us to do that. Let's see here. And I have already said it at any time. If any of these individuals, including Mr. Bass, I think that morning I had invited Alex because he was already in chat. But Mr. Bass, I've already said it to anybody before. They're certainly invited to at any time speak on their behalf in chat, or if they want to come up as a panel interview or as a panel guest, I can get that set up or scheduled. And it's just something that I always offer to any of the individuals whenever we're doing any court coverage that, includes them. Let me share this link really quick, and then let's continue on with our coverage, which I think that should be it as far as Mr. Bass. I'm going to go over just something really quick on just a quick update on the Amber HHH, kind of what's going on with her custody right now, which she still is in custody. I'll tell you that. But there's something that got updated on the custody sheet that I want to share with you guys really quick. And then I'm going to pretty much end the rest of the show with just jumping in a little bit of what's going on with the Zozobra Festival that I'm going to be attending at the end of this month. And I'll let you guys get to it so you guys can enjoy the rest of your Sunday. So, again, I appreciate everybody being here in chat on a busy Sunday. Got plenty of football already going on right now. All right, so this is the link right now I just posted to the original. Saved Alaska, I will check as we're while I'm showing some of this going on. I will check on that. He should be still in custody. Last time I checked, but thank you for reminding me. We can definitely check right now. All right, so let me get this off really quick. All right, and let me share with you this updated custody screen, or excuse me, booking sheet for Amber, HHHH. So let's just put this up here. Okay, cool. Something I want to share with you now is most of this we've already seen already, okay? The thing that's updated or changed is when we go down here on line number 2, which is the one that says under charge description drug court, it used to say it didn't have this date of 8/21/2024, okay? I have not been able to find any further court hearing that took place on, August 21st. If you can remember from my last update, she actually had a hearing scheduled for, I believe it was the 19th. We actually have it here, on the calendar. And that never, according to the records, that never took place, okay? Even with this new date of the 21st on here, I figured, okay, shit, maybe they updated the case the records, and, maybe I figured they just postponed her hearing from the 19th to the 21st. I went back to look at the case notes. There's still it's showing her last, actually, as a matter of fact, it's showing her last hearing, which was completed, was the one that was on August the 12th. That was her first drug court hearing. She was scheduled for a second drug court hearing. That was on the, what did we say? The 19th. That never happened. And then we see this one that says, according, it was disposed on the 21st. Now, it just says disposition date, August 21st. Now, the new thing that we see, too, is under the disposition from the previous booking sheet that we had before that we had looked on together, I don't believe it showed anything under the disposition. Now it says sentenced/convicted to county time, which, again, I still am confused as to what's going on with this. That's why I was hoping I can get some updates with some case notes, especially when I saw that there was this new disposition date. So it looks like I'm going to have to make a call tomorrow, most likely just to the DA's office or probably just the drug court office, and just see what the hell's going on. But based on what I'm looking at as of right now, it looks like they've gone back to just keeping the sentence of the 30 days. And that's based on now that it says it under this drug court line, So I don't know if they're going to keep her in there for 30 days and then get her released into some rehab program or into the drug court program, or if, like we've mentioned before, if they're just waiting on, they're going to keep her here, on her original sentence, but they're hoping to get her out of jail before the 30 days and get her into like a rehab program. Maybe they don't have any slots open. Maybe it's completely booked, even though she got accepted into drug court. Maybe they don't have any slots open at the program they wanted to put her in. Again, I don't know. I don't want to make anything. I don't want to allege anything. So I will get some more information this week, but they did update the booking sheet. So I did just want to share that with you. For those that have been following this case closely, that was it. Like I said, they have this new disposition date of August 21st, which I still can't find any type of court date for that disposition. So, and again, the only one thing I can think of is maybe it's because drug courts maybe a separate type of thing where they're not going to post any of the drug court notes with her current charge notes. If that makes sense, but I don't know. Like I said, I'll find out more information this week. And I apologize because I think I missed Darlene. I did. I'm sorry about that. Darlene Valenzuela, thank you so much. Darlene with a $5 super chat that says, going to make Pin a t-shirt. Hey, that's awesome. Oh, I see what you mean. So you're just going to, hey, well, get with me because I can send you the image if that's going to make it easier. That way you don't have to like scan it. It'll be a lot clearer. All right. So I can send you the actual GIF so that way it will be a lot easier to make your shirt. That's an awesome idea. I like that. And I appreciate that $5 super chat, Darlene. As a matter of fact, let me get this off the screen. We're done with Amber. This gavel slam goes out to you, my friend. Spam them gavels if you got them. You know what to do in chat. All right. Let's jump back over here. So that concludes my just short, like I said, it wasn't nothing important. We had actually already discussed and already had seen that she was still in custody. Oh, hold on. We're going to check out Hampton Brandon. See, I'm glad I said custody because that reminded me of him. All right, let's go. Oh, no. I want to do. There we go. All right, let's check right now for you. All right, I am still showing in custody in the main jail. Let me just double check. And I will share the booking sheet with you just so you can make I'm not joking with you. There's still no expected release date. And last time I looked, there was still not a scheduled court date coming up. So I still don't know what's going on with that. I'm waiting on some paperwork to come back, as a matter of fact, from Broward County. So hopefully I'll find out more of what's going on. I don't even know if maybe this has to do with the fact that, maybe they're going to extradite him back to California for what he's got going on in San Diego County that he ran from there. Remember, he also ran from the bond that he had down there, which was it was a big bond. So let me share this tab with you. There you go. So he is still in custody. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to pull his name up. And then also if you go, actually, let me just go back to this. Let me share this tab instead. This shows you as well his location, which is the main jail, and that there's his arrest number and that he's still in custody. So I did a arrest search results as of today. All right. So let's move on to Zozobra. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty serious charge what he got going on in California. Definitely, I think, would be extraditable. But again, I can't speak on their behalf. All right, so let me get that removed. Move this out of the way. Hey, I appreciate the hammers. Hammers still count. Thank you. All right, what up, Sumi? Good to see you in chat. All right, so let's see here. Yes, the festival. So I was actually going to buy my ticket with you guys online, but I got a little bit nervous because they were actually starting to run out of all the sections. As a matter of fact, they sold out of all the tickets except for general admission. And even in general admission, they have what's called, like, you can jump into an express lane to get in quicker. That one was even sold out. I have a regular general admission ticket, so I already bought it. So I was going to wait and buy it with you guys, but I got a little nervous because I didn't want them to run out, and then that would have sucked completely. I was still going to go and figure out a way to get in there. You know me, I'm resourceful, but I'd rather not have to worry about that. So I have already bought my ticket. It's a general admission ticket, which is what I've only been to this festival once. That's where I was at, was GA or general admission the last time. Perfect. I had plenty of room to see what we were going to hopefully see. I say hopefully because the weather that week is kind of not looking so great. Now, I was told that they pretty much burn this thing regardless of the weather because, I mean, unless it's like crazy-ass wind or a thunderstorm. But generally, if it's going to rain, they'll still burn it. And what they'll do is they'll kind of just burn it early, which is okay because I was planning on getting there as soon as the gates open and leaving, as soon as it finishes. We're going to be there from start to finish. But what I wanted to share with you was this, okay? Yeah, and hopefully the weather's going to change for the best. That's what I'm hoping, okay? But this is a huge event. Let's just put it that way. I mean, they already sold out, and let's just put it this way. They've got sections where each ticket was like $250, sold out like that quick. And they have a lot of sections that are like 150 plus, you know. My ticket with which I wasn't too happy, they had an $8.75 processing fee, which I don't know what that's all about. But either way, I think it moved it from 35, what's plus 8. Come on, where are you, Sicilian? Where's my mathematician? Oh, wait, what's that? 5. Oh, hold on. 43, right? Yeah. So 43 and some change. So not bad. We did a budget. We hit a fundraiser of 150, and I think we surpassed that. I'm not sure what we hit exactly. So we hit it. We've got plenty to get the ticket and gas there and back. So I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you guys. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm planning on bringing all my gear. Now, it's a little tricky to get into this thing, okay? You got to have a clear bag. So I got to get a clear bag. Pretty much the trick is you don't want to pack a bunch of shit too. They don't let you bring stuff. So you can't bring your own beverages. So like water and stuff, you can bring a bottle or you can bring like a cup. They have water in there. So it's not like they make you buy water. It's just they don't want people. I think it's to keep people from bringing in like vodka and stuff like that. So they pretty much say you can't bring anything. No bottles, blah, 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 blah. I think they actually give you a cup there, as a matter of fact, okay? They give you a plastic cup or souvenir cup, and that's your water cup. Then, of course, they've got a bunch of, booths, food booths and vendors, and you can buy food and all that stuff, drinks in there. I think they even serve alcohol, but they want you to buy it in there. But so, there's a process to get in. But like I said, I'm going to get there early, so I'm not worried about getting there late, not getting there on time. No, we're going to get there early, on time. We'll get through the line, get checked in. I think you can bring like a little folding chair, but even the chair has to be a certain height and width. And for the people that have kids, you can't bring strollers. So you got to have some mama muscles because you're going to be, or what do they say, that the mama hips, because if you got to carry your kiddo all day long, they open the gates at I think 4:30 and they start burning at like 8:45. So it's a long event, but I'm going to bring extra batteries. As a matter of fact, I'm hyped because kind of looking into batteries and stuff. I think I found something better than the OtterBox Sunshinery. And I'm not going to get into that tonight, but it's an Anchor. Anchor just came out with a badass portable battery. It's not like the little portable batteries. It's one that even comes with the carrying strap. It's like a big cube. It's not big, but it's a cube like this, but it will power anything and everything. And it's even solar. You can wear a solar panel on your back and charge. It's sick. I think it's only like a couple of $100 too. It's not bad for all the stuff that it does. But of course it's not, a slim card one, but hey, I don't need one of those. This thing would actually work perfect, but obviously I'm not going to get one of those before this festival, but it's just something that I found as I was kind of researching. But I have plenty of battery. I got all the goodies. I got the battery cooler, which if any of y'all were watching the Ice Poseidon Hunger Games, I don't know if you noticed, all those people, or most of them, had those coolers on them. All right. So for those that were saying, oh, it matters where you are. If you're in a place where it's 100 plus degrees during the day, all day long, and you're outside for more than an hour or two running Prism, I don't care what type of phone, which I have a decent phone. It's an S23, right? Or S22. It's not the newest one, which I think is the S24. It's the one before that. But anyways, you do got to cool your phone down. Oh, they did have the cooler, so just wanted to throw that out. So thank you guys for getting me the cooler. It's already came in handy for our IRL trip to the Grand Canyon, and it should come in handy for this trip coming up at the end of the month. So I'm bringing all the gadgets. No, not a cooler of beer. But yes, we'll chat for sure. What up, Nervy? Yes, actually, that's a good question. Hold on. Let me go back to Mr. Bass. That's actually a really good question. So I was actually had this already up. Thank you for reminding me, because I would have been pissed that I had taken the time to bring this up and then we didn't even go over it. So let's start with the felony, and then I'm going to show you the New York penal law for the misdemeanors. Give me just 1 second. I already had this. All right, here we go. Let me pull this up. Now, again, this may not be, 100% correct. It may not even apply to him directly yet, of course, because one, you got to be sentenced. All right. So I just want to make that clear. As I always say, you're innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. But let's go here where it says okay. So let me just make sure you guys can see this. All right. Excellent. So I'm going to highlight what I'm going to be reading, which is down here. So what I did pretty much is just a search that says classes of felonies in New York. And this is what came up here. So it says, what is the sentence for a D felony in New York? Which, according to what we read on the case info, it appears out of the 3 charges, the one having to do with the assault with a deadly weapon. Let's see here. Well, no, excuse me. Omit the deadly part. It's assault with intent to cause physical injury with a weapon. That one, based on what we read, was considered a Class D felony. So according to here, it says the sentence for a D felony in New York is the prison term is to be set by the judge in whole or half years within the following ranges. B felony between 5 and 25 years, C felony between 3.5 and 15 years, and a D felony 2 and 7 years. So to answer your question, at least one of the counts he's facing, according to what we're reading here, a possibility of anywhere between 2 and 7 years. Okay. Now, I'm sure that has maybe a lot to do with like a pre-sentence report, which is going to show the judge that individual's previous criminal history record. And that, is going to have a lot to do when you have those ranges that they can sentence you in between. Of course, the other charges that, tag along with this one have a lot to do with also what that judge may decide to charge or sentence you on if you're found guilty. Now, let's look at what the possibility of what they would be facing or what an individual would be facing with the 2 misdemeanors that Mr. Bass is currently facing or being charged with, Again, one of those misdemeanors is a assault 3 with intent to cause physical injury. That's a Class A misdemeanor. The other charge was an aggravated harassment threat, and that one also is a Class A misdemeanor. So let me share this with you. Make sure you guys can see this. All right, perfect. So same thing here. I'm just going to read what this says here. In New York, a Class A misdemeanor is a criminal offense that can result in a jail sentence of up to 1 year and a fine of up to $1,000. So, example of Class A misdemeanors include assault in the 3rd degree, forcible touching, sexual misconduct, petite larceny, and there's a few more. There's a bunch more, actually. So, 1 year and a fine of up to $1,000. So, I guess based on what we're looking at, let's just say if they went with the max, okay? So you would be looking at, and remember, they can also run these these sentences to run. Excuse me, let me have a sip of my Gatorade. To run along each other concurrent, okay? Which means it wouldn't be like 7 years plus a year, 9 years total. It would be, if they say, for example, 7 years plus 1 year to run concurrent, it would just mean 7 years. But based on what we read, what do we see? 1 year for each of the misdemeanors, so that's 2 years. And then for the felony Class D, we said can be anywhere between 2 and 7 years. So if we did the max, that would be 7 plus 1 and 1. So 9 years total, but may run concurrent. Or if the judge, and I don't know how that works in the state of New York, may, which I don't see a lot, may have the sentence run consecutively, okay? Which means that would be a total of 9 years. Again, I don't know, not a lawyer. All right. But good question, Nervy. So I hope I answered that for you. I'm sorry I was a little long-winded on that answer. But let me get this out of the way. Okay, there we go. But back to the Zozobra Festival. What I wanted to share with you was this. And we're not going to do this now. I'm going to actually make this a vote and let you guys vote on this, all right? But we have up until, I think, the day before the festival, so the 29th. So the festival is a Friday. So I don't know when I'm going to be leaving up to Santa Fe, but I will be there by Friday. And I'll be there as soon as the gates open, which I think are at 4. But by Thursday night, what you have to submit, we'll do this probably by Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest. I'm going to put up a vote. We'll do it as like under the community post for everybody who can vote. And what it is we can post grievances. Pretty much that's what this whole Zozobra festival is about. If you haven't already looked it up, they burn this huge like wooden thing that they build. It's pretty cool, pretty wicked looking thing. And statue, I don't know what you'd call it really, but they fill it up with pretty much anything, depending on how much you want to pay. So we can pay for $1. You can put in like a note that you can put in all your different grievances. I'm going to put like 3 grievances or 3, like pretty much like one will have like all my haters. Maybe we don't want to put haters, but either way, we'll vote on it together. Maybe you guys have some grievances that you guys want to throw in there. I want to make it fun so that everybody can put something that if they've got something negative going on with them, we can do it as like a group thing and we can vote on it and they'll burn it for us. Okay. So hopefully if you believe in juju and all that karma, it goes away. But either way, I'm going to make it fun. Now, if you pay extra money, it's not too much. I think it's like $1 just to type up like a note with all your grievances. For $5 extra, you can send pictures. Saying. Maybe we'll send a couple of pictures, okay? But no, we'll be serious about it. No, I'm just kidding. No, we're gonna have a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be, like I said, this coming up Friday. That's gonna be a really fun IRL. Again, thank you guys for everybody that participated in the fundraiser towards that event. And I am going to do my best to bring you guys the best IRL stream that I can of that. So I'll be ready for it. All right. So that was it. That's all I wanted to share. Just want to let you guys know that I got the ticket. I was actually going to do it with you guys, like I said earlier. But I got a little nervous because I was just like, dude, that's the last thing I need is like we fundraise for it, all this talk about it, and then we don't get a ticket. Come on now. So I did already get the ticket. That's been taken care of. Otherwise, I would have done it together with you guys right now. But what we'll do is we'll vote on the grievance little list or whatever. We'll see how I'm going to do it. I want to include you guys is what I want to do. And then we'll make sure and get that put in or submitted on their website. And if you guys want to do your own grievances or burn your own things and don't want to share it with us, you can go to this, just Google search Zozobra 2024 and it'll take you to the festival website. And like I said, for $1, you can type in a bunch of stuff or whatever you want. They'll type it up in a letter, like a page, and then they just put that inside the thing. Then they even charge you more money if you want your stuff put in like the stomach or the head, or pretty much if you don't pay extra money, they just put everybody's stuff in the shoe. I don't care what part of the body you put it in, as long as it burns, okay? So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's very interesting. For some of you, you're probably going to think this is some crazy, like, pagan devil worship. It's not. It's crazy, but it's not. It's a city-sponsored, state-sponsored event. But V-Neck, man, I'm not even last update I did was last week, and I had said I'm not even talk about that jerk anymore until he gets arrested or does something good, and that has none of those things has happened. All right, just to keep it short, it's the same thing. Different day. That's all, man. Same scam, different day. I will share with you this. I shared it with everybody last time. I don't even know if I want to get this involved because, like I said, I was tired of even discussing him. But I have been contacted by somebody that did share some things with me that is okay with me sharing with you guys. And maybe I'll arrange still something with them, but and see if they wanted to come up and talk about their experience as a supporter of Ski Mask Annie's former supporter. But pretty much they wanted to share some things that possibly would call him out on a lot of the scamming he's doing. One thing they said for sure, and I've already said this, and most of you already know, is he's not homeless right now, okay? And for some of you that haven't noticed, because he's, you know how the guy works. He doesn't even realize when he's even streaming that he's, blowing a bunch of his lies. But you can even hear the guy now where he literally exits out the apartment or whatever place he's staying at, and he just goes outside and pretends that he spent the night outside when he wakes up in the morning, all right? The dude, the guy, he wakes up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. He used to even at his mom's house, all right? So he just goes outside and pretends like, oh, man, yeah, I'm just waking up. No, he didn't just wake up outside. So they also shared some receipts with me already. They've shared a few of their donation receipts just to prove that they are a donator. And they were very recent. Okay. So, and this isn't somebody that I don't even know if he was even shouting out. So that even tells me more that the guy's getting, donations under the table and doesn't tell people. So where I'm going with that to answer your question is he's taken care of. Okay. Like we've already said it before, he's scamming everybody. And unfortunately, he's got a couple of mods that, you would think wouldn't be the type of people that would, help him with the scam. But they are. Okay. They're pretending like, going with the story. And they know that he's not homeless. Okay. They know that, not even just knowing him. They know it because they've directly been in contact with him. They know what his arrangements are. But they go along with his story. Hopefully hoping one of these new people that pop in are going to feel sorry for the guy. I mean, think about it, right? He's got the black eye going on now. He's sitting in front of what looks like the outside of like a restaurant or some shit. It's not, okay? The other night, somebody sent me a link when he was going. He had some like, I guess, some dude that was like, I don't know if the guy was like, coming off drugs or withdrawing off of drugs or on drugs. I don't know what, but he had some weird dude behind him, just like this. And, he's trying to pretend like, and he just sat there on purpose, to bring, he's just, it's all for to build the whole, this, to make it seem like this storyline of, he's out on the streets and, oh, poor David, please help him. He just needs a couple of dollars to eat. His tummy's growling. You notice one thing, I'm going to tell you something funny. This was shared by somebody, and it's hilarious to me. They said this. Have you ever noticed something about Ski Mask? The guy loses everything, right? His phone, his wallet, his multiple Cashapp cards, okay? But it loses his brain. You ever notice the one thing the guy never loses, though? Never loses. I mean, this guy, he's ran from helicopters. He's been jumped by a group of 6, random people, and they took everything, and left them with nothing. But you know what he still had after all that? I mean, I don't know how the guy does it unless he's just got like blunts just stashed, in his ear, in his hat. Maybe that's why he's always wearing a hat. He's just got them stashed in here. I don't know, in his socks. But boy, like I've called it before, man, it's like they need to make a movie out of it. It's if you ever remember, if you're as old as me, the never-ending story. Remember that? The never-ending blunt is what I'd call it. Okay, the blunt that never ends. Okay. It's like the fucking Olympic torch, all right? They light that up and it never ends for the 2 weeks the Olympics go on, all right? But yeah, so I mean, honestly, I could, in one day, we can bring on 150 people here easily, call out all his scams, but it's the same thing, man, and bring on that individual that wants to speak on their behalf. And I certainly welcome them if they're here watching. It's just like I've said, do I really want to give the guy that attention? You know what's going to be next. He's going to come on and talk all this shit, or guests try to figure out who it was and and just start doxing a bunch of people and saying a bunch of crazy stuff. You know what I mean? And that's what the guy wants. I mean, it's almost like helping him at that point. So I'll think about it. But in the reality, what I've shared with you is exactly what they shared with me, and for most of us, we already know what's going on. So, but yeah, unfortunately, he's got a few people he's still scamming though. And it's, they're still here you go, schemers, but hey, do you, man? I don't care. I would certainly not like to live like that. I mean, just day by day, hour by hour, when all you got to do is just turn yourself in, and that starts the complete beginning of the process of fixing everything. And not only that, you got a place to sleep, 3 meals a day, and hey, they'll still take care of you, right? Like last time, they'll send you all the money you need to get all your little chips and soda pops and little moon pies and little e-cigs. So it ain't even going to be that bad, man. Like, the fuck? But most importantly, you get all your court shit out of the way and move on. But to each their own. 3 hots and a cot. Yeah. But you know why? He won't, because he's got it better now, even though he's trying to make it look like it ain't. But, geez. Exactly. Baseline. That here's a crazy thing, and I don't have children either, so that's why I can speak like this, but I will say this, man. My life would totally be different if I did. Okay, I'll tell you this. I certainly wouldn't be here right now. That's just my opinion, all right? But for everything that involves just what I do, I absolutely would never involve anything like that if I had family. Which, I mean, I have my family, but I'm saying my kids and the time I would have to spend that I do on here and not with, no, absolutely not. So it just blows my mind that you've got an individual that, one, not only doesn't even give a shit about their kid, but actually uses their kid as a way to try to scam money. That's even the most disgusting thing about that individual. Even almost as worse as just him not even caring about that kid. All right, enough. I think we've given him already, 8 minutes of my day already that I didn't even want to give. So, but anyways, but for the most of us, we know what's going on, man. Just like I said, same scam, different day. All right, but I think that was a good segue to end the stream. We talked about Zozobra. We covered the main focus of the thumbnail and the reason why I brought you all here this afternoon. And let's see. What do we have coming up? It's almost the end of the month. I don't think we have anything else as far as court cases. No. What I do got to do is I got to assign a color, and I have to buy. I don't have any more left, so I got to get some more markers. But we need to assign a color for Mr. Base now, and that way we can. His next date I said was in October, right? Let me just double check. October 7th at 9 a.m. So that way we can update our October calendar when that month comes. But yeah, we've got a busy, just like it was this summer. We're still not done yet. September is still going to be a pretty busy September as far as court cases. Once we get to probably the last day of August, I will get that e-calendar posted up for September. But before we get into September, don't worry, we've got a fun way to end the month with a Zozobra festival or event coming up on August 30th, which is going to be this Friday. All right. So more details to come, and I will fill you guys in once we get closer to that date. We may have some court coverage or an update coming up between now and that date or Friday. And of course, keep your notifications on because we don't have a schedule. So best way to know or catch the coverage live is just to keep the notifications on. But as always, all these VODs will remain up so that you can play them afterwards, or if you don't have time now, you can catch it later. Shout out to my replay crew, and or you can just rewind right now as you're watching. So I appreciate everybody being here today. I appreciate everybody that's going to be watching this later. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Football started about a couple of hours ago. About an hour, almost an hour and a half ago. if you're as lucky to have the NFL station. I'm not, so I'd have to go to the old bar Hooters to catch the game, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing any of that. I got some other things I have to do. But for those of you that are lucky enough to catch the football games today, enjoy your football on Sunday. For the rest of you, hopefully you're having a great Sunday wherever you're at. That way you can go out and enjoy the outdoors, touch some grass, I always say. But in case you can't, or it's just not your cup of tea, I still appreciate you coming in and hanging out. And I'll see you on the next one. Till then, don't forget to keep that head on a swivel. Check your 6 every once in a while. Take some time to love somebody, even if it's yourself, as I always say. I love you guys as always. I appreciate everybody being here today, everybody that supported today's broadcast. Thank you so much for all the donations. Thank you for all the members that celebrated an anniversary today. I promise by the next stream, I will have a button for my pretty much OGs that have passed 12 months, we say, like a year and 4 months, right? Or 14 months, I think. I'll figure it out. But we'll work on some more buttons, definitely. Hopefully you guys enjoy the new emojis that are out. And I'm going to remind you now, if you got your earbuds, I'm going to get a little loud. NJCourts is officially out! Ooh, that was a good one. Of here. Peace, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday as always. We'll catch you on the next one. Adios.